What does it mean to excel? What about Haikyuu makes it excel? After all, it's simply a manga about people playing volleyball. How can you possibly have it something above Berserk or Tokyo Ghoul or Pandora Hearts? Haikyuu, that sports anime manga? The one that isn't even the best within its own genre? It's an embarrassing take if I'm going to be honest. It can't possibly be better than Vagabond. After all, it's simply a fun anime manga. Nothing more to it, right? The response after I claimed Haikyuu as my number one manga was probably one of the strongest that I've received. And it's funny because I know that half of the people that had that reaction have not read the manga at all. I can also tell that these are the people that don't follow me whatsoever. I think that one of the first analysis videos that I ever did on TikTok was about Oikawa. I've spoken about my love for Haikyuu practically since creating my account on TikTok and social media, and slowly seeing my progress on Instagram as I read through the manga, I don't think it really comes as a surprise to anyone that I was gonna have Haikyuu very high. Typically with series, I come to love specific characters, or how the message is pushed in the ending, or how the conclusion is constructed, just to name one of a few things. With Haikyuu, however, it was different. The love I have for Haikyuu is almost unlike any other series that I've ever experienced. I adore every single aspect of this series. It's like I've spoken about earlier, but Furudate's attention to practically every cast member makes this cast breathe so much. They're so vibrant and alive that it's easily one of the most well-rounded casts that I've ever come across. Haikyuu is not a series that I'm going to claim is overly complex or anything of that nature. If you want something like that, then this really isn't the series for you. The strength of Haikyuu doesn't lie within its insane detailing, but how powerful it's able to make its peaks. Haikyuu gets you so invested in the players that the emotional payoff hits every single time. Not only did Haikyuu grab me from the very first page, it basically never let go. This experience that I've had is the most fun I've ever had reading a manga. There is practically zero downtime in this series. It just starts and never lets go. All throughout the second last arc, I kept thinking there was no way that Furudate would be able to top the last major match, and every time I was proven wrong. The manner that Furudate is able to weave these grand ideas within a simple volleyball game, and the way that they're executed are simply exceptional. Especially with the narrative structure of Haikyuu and how that final arc is meant to act as a soft recontext for the entire story, revealing the direction that Furudate had planned to take this manga from the very start. Yesterday, you were the defeated. What have you become today? Regrets, hopes, dreams, loss, despair, frustrations, freedom, rebelling against your fate, finding a way to become truly great, and connections. Those two lines encompass what Haikyuu has been trying to push as a series, and the man that it pushes it through? Hinata Shoyo. From a young middle school boy attempting to play a sport that he loves to one of the greatest players in the world, Hinata's journey is one of the most inspirational stories that I've ever read. To the boy who found a tall wall in front of him when he first tried to jump, against that inescapable yesterday. The one that pushed you down and broke you. That same yesterday which shackled you and left you in despair. What were you able to do? It doesn't matter the manner in which you fell, or even the fact that you fell. What matters more is you stood up again. What matters more is the fact that you were able to jump again. What matters the most is that you were able to fly again. Fundamentally, Hinata should not be fated to play volleyball. In a sport where height and power dominate, the shorter players are always overlooked for their taller counterparts. Yet, will you let the genius of others swallow you whole? Will you stagnate or continue to evolve? Will you let your mediocrity overwhelm you? In this journey of life, you will be fated to fail. You will be fated to fall. However, those moments don't come to define you. It's who you become afterwards that's more important. It's how you choose to deal with it that matters. What you make of it, how you decide to evolve from it. the passion and hunger to simply take one more step forward, and the curiosity to leap into that unknown. Understand that there is not simply one way of being great, and that it's your individual drive that carves who you are. Know your weaknesses and accept them. That maybe Hinata Shoyo does not need to become the next little giant. But maybe, for you, the greatest decoy is what will be your title.